We've been in a Puerh mood. There's the kettle. So we got 7 different Puerhs from Tealyra. We're going to look at them and just drink one today.
The first tea we have here is the 2009, that's the year I was born, by the way, Menghai First Grade Ripe Puerh.
That sounds good.
Shall we smell it?
I don't know. You want to open them all and smell them? Feel the need for that? She does. Keep your tea closed till you're ready to use it, of course. But for your sake,
we're going to use this very quickly, I'm sure.
Just for you, we're going to show it to you. We've been doing bulletproof tea or coffee, and Emma's father has a decided preference for Puerh, so I have him all stocked. That one has a woody smell to it.
Mm-hmm. This is the 20-year-old vintage Puerh.
20-year-old.
I'm not sure 20 years old is vintage.
I guess it is with tea. That's a long time.
Intriguing.
Musty, mushroomy. You can't tell much from dry leaves, of course. We just can't help ourselves. We sniff everything.
Next, 20-year-old Iceland Raw Puerh.
All right, Iceland is actually a place in China. It's not the nation of Iceland up there near the equator, near the pole.
Which, if you've ever looked at a map, you have Greenland and Iceland. But guess what? Greenland is snowy. Iceland is grassy. What?
Well, that one's entirely different. It's sweet and almost minty.
Well, it's raw.
Yeah, it's a raw one.
Smells like fruit.
So the Ripe Puerh, they actually pilot. The raw one, they do less to it and let it age naturally.
Or something like that.
Your total purists are going to go for that raw.
Aha, but
it's more like green to me, and I like black tea a lot.
Dark.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to be messing over here.
1990s Rare Wild Arbor Ripe Puerh.
1990s.
Let's see. How rare was it here?
I was in college in the 1990s.
And I was not alive.
That's how old this is.
I told her we should get some tea from the 50s. That way it will be older than both of us combined.
I don't know where you're going to find tea from the 50s.
The 50s. Although you'd be more likely to find coffee from the 50s. Now, tea from the 60s. You might be able to find tea from the 60s, which would probably be slightly older than Daddy.
I don't know how old you can get your tea. I suppose if you find a person who has a personal stash, you could get it from whenever they were alive.
1980s, Royal Puerh, Wang Shi. Or
1980s. This is some seriously old tea.
Today we went shopping. We got many things. Including the first book of the Heroes of Olympus series.
Nice.
And another book, which is a series that was created by
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
We went to a local bookstore that also sells tea. We didn't get tea, we just got some books. Might have to go back there later for tea.
I also got ramen.
What was it called?
Hang on, let me check my...
Bookmarks and brew.
Beans and bookmarks.
Beans and bookmarks.
Or something like that. Very nice. And each of the drinks was named after different movie character, or was named after different characters. So the Hobbit was a chai tea. The Annabeth Chase was a caramel latte of some sort. The Harry Potter was a hot chocolate, and so on and so forth.
This has a fruity, sweet smell. This is the Japanese Puerh.
It also smells like fruit.
Yep.
But the one I'm most excited about.
Of course, Emma's going to go for the one that comes in a little cake.
Yeah.
And what is this one?
2008, that's older than me, Menghai Gong Ripe Puerh cake.
All right. Very exciting. 2008, the year I got married.
We shall do reviews of all of these things.
Yes. So stay tuned if you like pu'er. There's a lot of good pu'er coming.
Woohoo!
And this baby is your traditional looking cake. Look at there.
Yeah.
They put that little dimple in it. I love that little dimple. Musty.
Musty.
All right. She's going to use her favorite tool.
This little Amazon pick.
Her little pick.
We shall link this. The first picking. All right. First glance.
When you're using a pick, don't point it at yourself because you don't want to stab yourself. You could with this.
I, in fact, have accidentally stabbed a piece of pu'er into my finger before. It did not feel good. I do not recommend it.
Basically a pointy screwdriver.
Right, so
with a nice, pretty handle.
Inside is almost like a hay kind of color.
Very nice.
What does it smell like to you?
It actually smells like the ramen that you ate for lunch. Because all I could smell was your fingers.
Whoa.
Now, everything we try today, we will also link below for you. So that if you want, you can pre-buy these, and as they come up, you can be drinking them while you watch and see what you think about our opinions.
Because we have 6 other teas to do, and we will probably not do all of them in weeks succession. Although we might run out of ideas and do the last, 4 together, but not in the same week, though.
We go stream of consciousness.
Wow.
One of these days, we're going to do a coffee flavored with tea.
And then also coffee ice cream is one that I'm actually going to be testing out. A recipe today.
And possibly iced coffee. Have we done iced coffee yet?
Well, I made some iced coffee the other day, but I don't think we've ever done anything on it. But I'm using some the iced coffee that I made for Labor Day to create some ice cream.
So she is experimenting, and when she gets a recipe she likes, we will present it. Is it good? Is it wet yet? Do we need some water?
No, we would like some water.
We want to smell the wet leaves, after all. Dry leaves are just not enough to know.
All right. Water.
2008.
Older than me. Now one wonders, would this be older or younger than your marriage? Because you were married. You got married.
Well, I was married in February.
Groundhog's Day, in fact, because they wanted it to be on a holiday so they could remember, but not a national one.
Or maybe that's the weekend that was open. I don't know. But I tell you what, you get married on Valentine's Day, you're not going to find a hotel. Groundhog Day is not a big deal. Although it often coincides with, what's that big football thing? The
NFL Sunday thingy.
I'll think of it later. The big contest that they have at the end of their season.
The NBA. No.
You know that
NFL
anyway.
Super Bowl. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah. And the only reason I remember that is because the youth have a party in which 2 people actually watch the game, and the girls just sit around admiring our youth pastor's wife's house.
Yes. So Groundhog Day often coincides with Super Bowl weekend, and our apologies to whoever had to come to our wedding instead of watching that. But
I'm not sure many people who came to your wedding actually cared that much, except maybe the caterers. Oh, smells musty. I like.
Lovely medium brown color there. Mineral.
Hot.
A lot of minerality in this one.
No vegetable.
Almost salty.
Oh, I just thought that was... okay.
Salt is a mineral. Sodium is a mineral.
No, you said salty, and I was like, oh, I thought that was just because I had ramen. Because that was very salty.
What you eat before and after your tea affects how the tea tastes.
Which is why I thought it was just me.
I had a grapefruit and then some tea, and
Tasted like grapefruit.
Grapefruit is so sour and bitter.
Well, you bought that grapefruit tea that we then gave to the youth. I don't think we ever drank more than like 3 of those. I think we just used them for our April Fool's video. As a background for the Tailors of Harrogate.
Around April 1st, you got to come see what we come up with.
Last year, this year it was mulcha, and last year it was growing our own tea. Because we had recently figured out that our Camellia sinensis isn't actually tea producing, but that it is a tea thing.
It's a camellia. But I don't know what you do to camellias to make tea out of them. You probably...
Oh, I forgot to add water. Whoops.
Have special things to do. Now you can grow actual tea in South Carolina. We've got a video where we visited someone in Pickens County, not too far from here.
Table Rock.
Table Rock Tea Company. But our camellia is just a camellia.
The goats like it, though.
It's delicious. This is deepening now.
Ah, yes.
At first it was mostly just the water. I guess it was slow to open. Or we didn't put enough in. Which would be the opposite of what we usually do. Okay, there's just a little bit of a chocolatey note.
Speaking of adding way too much tea, have you seen our Amazon tea video yet? Because when we did that, we didn't realize that a tablet was 4 servings. So we had some very strong tea.
Emma likes it that way.
But she doesn't. And I realized after a while, this doesn't seem right. It's not changing at all.
It's better, though, when you do it properly.
We've been on a Puerh high.
So here's the question for you to answer in the comments section. If you could only have one tea forever, what would it be? Our answer is Puerh.
Well, see, that's the thing. With your question, one tea type or just one tea?
I would want the whole of the Puerh, the breadth of it.
Okay, so my preferred tea would be a giant tea cake sampler. Like, you know those sampler cheesecakes that they have where they put the different ones together? Do that with the Puerh cakes. Just like get little slices of each Puerh cake and stick them all together. And that is the tea that I would take with me to a deserted island.
I wouldn't want just one Puerh because they are so different. And what if you got a fishy one?
Ugh. Perhaps. Whoop.
Okay, it's full.
Whoops. Whoopsie. Have some tea, shall you?
I think I shall.
Ooh, it's dark.
Yes,
Wonder why.
It's getting dark now. Quite hot.
I'm sure.
Yeah, every one of these is better than the one before.
And that's 2.
So be patient with this one. Don't go on your first impression. Just keep brewing it. Since it's older than a 7th grader, it takes time. Okay, a little sweet is showing up now. Not much, just a little sweet.
Ooh, you want some cream?
Yes, this is getting better and better.
And hotter and hotter.
Any idea what we're on? 6, 7?
I don't know, because I keep mushing up the infusions. Look here, have a very deep infusion.
Oh, look how dark that is.
I might just add a very quick infusion to that, too, to make sure it isn't too dark.
Well, I wondered why it would get darker as you keep brewing it.
Well, at first it's light because it hasn't opened up, then it gets darker, then it gets lighter when you stop.
Okay, after you wear it out.
It's kind of like dye in a shirt.
Now, this did not yet need cream because it was still getting very, very good.
But I just wanted to see.
But I enjoy cream. Okay, I think we could go on a long, long time with this, but we won't bore you with that. We'll just suggest that you like and comment below and keep drinking. And until we see you again,
make sure to make time for tea and a good book.
Lots and lots of pu'er.